Hi folks, welcome to Blue Wagon. I'm Melissa, and I just wanted to hop on at the beginning of this video to thank you. I have my second floss tube coming up here momentarily, and as I was editing it and reviewing floss tube number 1, I was just filled with gratitude. Thank you so much. I just cannot believe how many of you commented and said such wonderful, nice, welcoming things on my first video. And I just wanted to stop here at the beginning of this video, my second floss tube, and thank you so much for your kind words, your support, and for already starting to just welcome me into the FlossTube community. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that you enjoy my second FlossTube, all about the finishes that I have done so far in 2025, and just a little bit of some of my haul acquisitions. Would you please leave a comment down below in the comments and give me your ideas for names of the section that is usually called haul. It just sounds, I don't know, it's not me to call it haul. So if you have some ideas about what you might call sharing my new finds, acquisitions, there's some words there, but any suggestions you have, I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. And please enjoy floss tube number 2 from the Blue Wagon Stitcher. Thanks so much. Hi there, welcome back. I'm Melissa and this is the Blue Wagon Stitcher. Welcome to floss tube number 2. This is going to shortly follow my number 1 whip parade. I thought that I'd split them up a little bit so that you had something more to watch if you liked what you saw. But also I thought, hey, while I'm filming, I'll just keep filming part 2. So this is sort of part 2, but I'm calling it floss tube number 2. And I'm going to share more of the traditional types of floss tube things here today. I'm going to focus on my finishes and my haul. I would like to think of a better word for that. So we'll get creative as things go along. But you just saw my whip parade, and as I'm filming this, I haven't stitched any more on any of those items, so you've already seen my whips. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time in this video on my whips, or any time actually, on my whips, but I am going to focus on my finishes and just a few of the items that I recently purchased that I still had sort of out and about that I haven't commandeered for a project specifically yet, or pulled them apart for a project. So I'm going to start with my finishes. So these are all items that I have finished this year in 2025. I will do another showing of the few items here and there that I finished last year. Those items I have fully finished all the items that I finished last year. And like I mentioned in floss tube number 1, I've really only been stitching for maybe a year-ish now. I really started in the spring of 24, really truly stitching in this kind of way. And so the things that I did finish in 24, I fully finished. Most of them are pillows. I have framed a couple of things, but suffice it to say anyway, that I will show those in another floss tube coming up. So all of my finishes for 2025, to this point, I have not fully finished any of those. So I will share those with you. And I have the pattern and the photo of the pattern to show you for 2 of them. The other ones I don't have, they were online, but if I will try to insert them here and there throughout this video, if I remember. I should remember. But I know, sometimes folks say that on their videos and then you're like, where's the picture? Well, sometimes we say things during videos and then you forget, but I will remember to post those, but you'll see them finished so you know what it looks like anyway. So we're going to start just here at the top of the pile. These are not in order of finish of when I finished them. I just grabbed my pile off my table and here we are. So the first one is Primrose Cottage. This is Cup of Cheer. This came in their Sip and Stitch box for the holiday season. I think it came out in like November of 24. So this one has a small problem, but I won't point it out to you, but some of you quick gals will see it right away. But I decided it was not worth the frog. So there is Cup of Cheer by Primrose Cottage. All cute and done. And I actually do have the finishing kit for this to make it into a pillow because Primrose is fantastic and comes with all of the finishing things when you buy their boxes and kits. I just, again, have not finished anything that I've started or finished in 25. So there's that. This is another Primrose. I think this was their January freebie. Winter Wonderland. This is on an Ada, and I'm sorry, I think that other one was probably a taupe linen. Let's see. Yep, it's on the called for 27 count light taupe. So Cup of Cheer, 27 count light taupe. It is 2/2. And then this is Winter Wonderland. It's on, it probably is on the called for because I would have purchased the kit. So Primrose does their Free Stitch Fridays in their newsletters. It's really Free Stitch Thursday for their cross stitch. Their cross stitch newsletters come out on Thursday, so their free cross stitch comes out on the first Thursday of the month. So I think this was, is this January's? I think it was January's. It's been a long time, friends. And about 2 weeks before then, so about the middle of the month, they release the floss and fabric kit for their free pattern. I usually always get that. And then on the day that the pattern comes out as a freebie, they usually also offer the finishing kit. And I've been getting those as well. Just makes it so nice and easy. It comes, it's free pattern, and then I already have the kit to get it started and I can start it right away. Those are usually the smalls that I put in my little travel kits. You saw the gingerbread one in my last FlossTube, so if you didn't catch that, go back and watch FlossTube number 1. You'll see my nice little kit that I take around with me in my purse. And those are the kinds of things that I usually put in that kit, those little smalls, those freebies from Primrose Cottage. Okay, this next one was an exclusive from the Homespun Needlework Facebook group. If you're not familiar with that, you should be. I will link it down below. And every few weeks or a couple of months, Julie, I don't know how you say her last name, Kursav, who is the moderator and runs that group, works with designers to offer exclusive offerings to the group. And so this is the one from Hands On Design that was offered a couple of months ago in the Christmas season. And I have here the information. I just need to grab it. Let's see. There you go. So this is my finish of this. This was the Christmas Tide Sampler is the name of this by Hands On Design. And this is done on 16 count chalkboard black. Okay. And with a called for floss that came in the kit, I think it's all, what is it all? I think weeks. Let me open my package and see. It also came with a pattern for this ornament. I'll show you the cover of the pattern. Here we go. Okay, so there it is. Christmas Tide Sampler, Hands On Design. And it also has this pattern for this ornament. I have not done the ornament yet. Did you? I gotta figure out how to hold that up well so you can see those. I've not done the ornament yet, so that is still on the to-do list. I haven't started it or anything, so it's not in my whips. Yeah, weeks. And it came just like this. I think it came even with the with a little ring. Just these beautiful, they're really sort of muted but beautiful Christmassy colors. I just love that. The color palette is gorgeous. So there is my finish for that. I think I will probably frame this. And so far I've done my own framing, just using frames from Michaels or Hobby Lobby, and it's worked out fine for me. I'm sure when, not if, but when I do a more of a sampler, I might invest in framing. I have a great framer that I love. in a town nearby that has framed other things for me, not my art or my stitching, but some other things. So maybe someday. Okay, this is a pattern. This is a freebie from the Fat Quarter Shop. I'll show that close to you. The name of it is slipping my mind right now, but I will put it on the screen here so that everyone knows, and I will also link it down below. I should have been more prepared with the name, but I wasn't. I just grabbed my stack of finishes. So this is all done with DMC, and this is just on a white that I had. I think it's probably the same white that I'm using for my Primrose Bees. I will look it up and put it on the screen so that you have it. But it's all just the DMC, a free pattern from Fat Quarter Shop. So there are so many free patterns available as well that if you're a budget stitcher, you can totally budget stitch. Free pattern, go down and get some DMC. Hobby Lobby just opened in my area right at the end of December, just before the new year. And so it's been so fantastic to be able to run down there for 55 cents, pick up a skein of DMC and be able to stitch. And that's what I did here. I saw someone else share, I think actually I just saw it on Fat Quarter Shop. I think they showed it. And then on my way home from work, I just stopped at Hobby Lobby and picked up the DMC and knew that I had some of this linen, and there we go. Okay, and then my last finish to show you is this bee quilt by Primrose Cottage. And I think if you stick with me for a moment, I have my bee stuff right here. I might have the pattern right in here. I should, but now that I'm looking for it, I won't. That's how this goes, right? Oh, yep, there we go. Honeybee Quilt by Primrose Cottage. And there we go. There's the fabric. It is 25 count white, and that is the same that I stitched Love. 25 count white. Okay. So both of those are stitched on the same fabric. Honeybee Quilt by Primrose Cottage is this one. And this one will probably be a pillow. And I'm hoping to get a lot of the bee things done so I can display them this summer, late summer. I actually am also a beekeeper. So I have a lovely garden in my backyard, and we have bees. I didn't talk at all about my animals in my first FlossTube. So we went into winter with 3 beehives. As of our check a week or 2 ago, they were all doing okay. They were starting to run out of food, so we ordered some fondant and things to... Now I'm nerding out on bee stuff for you, but hopefully we come out of winter as well with 3 hives. Last year we had a 50% survival rate. We went into winter with 2 hives and came out with 1. And then our one of our hives decided to swarm several times and swarm themselves completely out. We were able to capture 2 of those swarms. And I also purchased some more bees. And so we ended up with 3 going into winter. I also have rabbits. We have 2 rabbits, and we have 2 dogs, and we have a turtle. So I'll have to take some pictures and share those with you on one of these floss tubes so you can meet the animals. All right, this next section is going to be haul. I don't love that word, so I will work to, or if you have suggestions, I would love to hear your suggestions for alternatives to the word haul down below. Help me out. I just don't love the word haul, but my acquisitions, my finds, the things that just hopped in the cart and came home with me. Any of those kinds of things. Maybe any of those ideas would be great. So I'm going to start with a couple of fabrics. These first 2 I got in my last trip to Shepherd's Bush. Shepherd's Bush is my LNS. It's about 3 hours south of me. But it is the closest stitch shop, and I'm very grateful for it to be my closest stitch shop. I feel very lucky, even though it is kind of far away. And I'm super excited to be able to go to Stitch West in April, where Shepherd's Bush is going to be the designer at that retreat. So a couple of fabrics I grabbed. This is a 40 count. This is my first 40 count. And it is a beautiful big piece. It is a fat quarter, but it seems really big. Maybe just because I've been stitching on smaller pieces that I usually have been getting from Primrose Cottage. They're great and just send you the piece size that you need for their projects and their kits. But this is Caramel by Seraphim. So it's a Seraphim. It is beautiful and soft, and I'm so excited to stitch it. It's one of those where I'm just waiting for the right pattern to stitch on it. But I saw it in the shop and just thought it was a beautiful neutral that would be great to have on hand for when I need it. It's got a little bit of a pink hue, but it's a very good neutral. So Caramel by Seraphim, 40 count for that one. And then this one I ordered from 123 Stitch. This is an 1/8 yard of earthen, 18 count earthen. And I had a project in mind for this, and it was actually a mystery stitch along, and the first of the mystery came out and I did not like it. It was not my jam, so I decided not to stitch that stitch along, but I love this earthen color. It reminds me sort of the Red Rocks down in southern Utah. We take our kids down each spring break down to St. George, Utah. That's the Primrose Cottage stomping ground, and we love to visit down there. And this reminds me of that Red Rock of southern Utah. It is more of a pinky, earthen you think like ground, but it's not really a brown tone. It really does have a pinkish red hue to it with the brown undertone. So I have those two fabrics, which are just waiting for a project. And then I mentioned that Hobby Lobby just opened up recently near me. We have another one that's about 30 minutes away, and I go to that one. But I've kind of put off the idea of fabric from Hobby Lobby, and had really gone with the designer linens and the hand-dyed linens. But as I was looking at some DMC floss, and I noticed the selection of fabrics that Hobby Lobby had, and I was actually quite impressed. They are all Zweigart-based fabrics, and they had quite a selection of counts. So I grabbed 3 to try. For the price, they're all 11 by 18 inches, so a good size. And they were either $5 or $6, $4.99 or $5.99. So here's this first one. This is a 25 count Lugana in the color Natural, and so there's what it looks like. It just comes nicely packaged. And if this was on sale, I didn't get it on sale because I thought, man, $5, that's a bargain from what I've been buying. And so you can see this has a little bit of some flex in it. So there even is some variation. I hope can you see that okay? I'll open it up. I just realized probably with the glare of it being in that package, you couldn't see it very well. I'm sorry, I think I had really good light a little bit ago, and the sun's starting to move a little bit. I don't have my light as good, but hopefully you can see there's just a little bit of flecking in there of just some different color threads that were just woven in. So that's 25 count Natural, and Artiste is the brand at Hobby Lobby that is offering these fabrics. So the next one I got is a 46 count. 46 count at Hobby Lobby, and this is in the color Oat Bristol. See there? Getting the reflection. I should just open it. I shouldn't even try. But again, a beautiful brownish toned neutral, 46 count. I have not stitched on anything that high. So I just was showing the 40 count that I haven't even stitched on. But I thought, hey, for $6, I can give it a try. It does feel a little rough. It's not super soft as I'm filling it, but it's a Zweigart base, and I think it'll be lovely. It's just been sitting in this plastic pouch for a bit. Put it back in that pouch so I don't get them mixed up. So 46 count Oat Bristol by Artiste from Hobby Lobby. And then this last one is an 18 count called Rustico Ada, in the color Natural, it says. So an 18 count Aida, and this is a little bit of a darker neutral, but it has that same flecking, those little bit of threads that are throughout it, like that first one that I showed you. So, I mean, cool. 18 count, this one, it's a little stiff, but I think once you get going and working with it, it'll soften right up by the feel of it. So if you are a bargain stitcher, or if you're in a bind, or you just want to try it out, try out these fabrics from Hobby Lobby. Such a great deal. So that 46 count was $5.99, and then the other two, the even weave and this linen, were $4.99. And again, if you catch them on sale, like what a bargain. Okay, these last couple of things are not cross stitch related. They're related more to my sewing and quilting hobbies, but I figured some of you might be interested in them, so I would share them. My favorite quilt store is in the Boise area, which is about 5 hours away from me. And I visit out there about every other month for business, and one of my colleagues out there suggested that I stop at, I think it's called the Quilt Crossing. You think since this is my favorite, I would remember the name of it, but I've been there twice now, and excuse me, it is a beautiful quilt shop. If you're in that area or you travel out to the Boise area, you need to stop by. They have a main shop, of course, with all of the fabrics and wonderful things. Then they have a section with all of the notions. They have, they do quilting. They will quilt for you, or you can take a class and then be able to be certified to quilt yourself. Your quilts, they have sewing machines, they sell the machines, and then they also have a classroom area for classes, and just a great, great, great shop. They have all the things, and the ladies are lovely and helpful. And so when I visited there a couple of weeks ago, I picked up a couple of things. The first thing I picked up is this Sew Organized kit. This is by Sew Organized Design, and it's this frame and the pattern that are included in this kit. So it's touted as having a free pattern with the purchase of a frame. So, but it's the pattern to sew up this nice little caddy. And you can see my sewing machine behind me. You can see I don't have any, I have my little purple box over there. But I am constantly losing things like to the next to me on the floor. And so I thought, this is perfect. I also have my cutting table over here to the other side of me. And same thing, I'll set down my pen or I'll set down my rotary cutter, and then it gets lost under the fabric. So I saw this and thought, perfect, I will make that, and then hopefully my pens and my rotary cutter won't fall away. The other thing I loved is this idea of putting your clips along the top. That's the other thing. As I'm sewing, I take my clips off, and then I've got this pile that gets knocked all to the floor as my quilt or my project knocks it. So I loved that idea. I'm glad they put that in the picture because I would not have thought of that. So that was kind of the tipping point to get me to purchase that. I'll wait on this because this did not come from that store. That's a different one. The other thing I got, now if you're going to Stitch West, this is part of my intended table gifts, so shh, mum's the word. This is my very first retreat. I'm going to Stitch West in April. I've never been to a Stitchy retreat, but I hear table gifts are the thing. I know they're not have-tos, but they're the thing. And so as I was perusing at the quilt store, I saw this cute little pattern and thought that would be perfect for a stitcher. It has a vinyl front pocket that has a zipper, and then it has the top zipper. So you can throw all of your little scissors, your needle threader, whatever you want there in the front. And then you can have your pattern and your project inside the main pocket of the bag. And that's a perfect take along for your smaller projects, your travel projects. So I'm planning to make the medium size of this bag and take with me for my stitchy gifts. And so I grabbed some fabric too to help me out with that. And I just was caught by this beautiful floral. The one thing I do wish that they had on their labels, it is the Quilt Crossing, is the fabric line. So they have all their fat quarters cut, but I have no idea what fabric line this is from. And it all coordinates beautifully, so I'm assuming it is a coordinated line, but let me get these together and I'll show you a little bit better. I think that's all of them. Yeah. So there's the different ones I picked out. These are all fat quarters, and that's what I'm planning to use for my stitchy bags. But, most people like flowers and greens, so that will be good. And then I grabbed a couple, I think, oh, these are half yards. I was like, I'm not sure if they're fat halves. It just says half yard, in case and to coordinate and for the lining of those bags. So I love this one. It's got the floral with the bike. So cute, little basket. So those are the fabrics I picked up at the quilt shop and the pattern. So I'm excited about that. That's my next sewing project that I will dive into. This next one, actually, I did not get at the Quilt Crossing. This one I ordered from Primrose Cottage. And Primrose Cottage also does quilting. And so they offered this, the Lori Holt Stitchy Bag panel. And I have been eyeing, this is the third one. Oh goodness, so sorry. I knocked the camera. This is the third of her panels. So I'll link down below so you can see a picture of the panel because I won't be able to open it all up. But you can see that strawberry. And so it is a panel full of bags, project bags that you can make. And so it's Lori's Happy Zippers. Oh no, that's the zippers that come with it. What is this called? I think it's just Lori, it's Riley Blake Designs. What does it say the name of this panel? I don't know. But if you just look up Lori Holt, Zippy Bags 3. There we go. Zippy Bags 3 is the name of the panel. There you go. Okay. So I have been eyeing 1 and 2. And I just haven't done it. And I saw Primrose Cottage gals offer this a couple of weeks ago and thought, now's the time. I just have to grab it. So I did. And the great thing about what Primrose offered is they offered the matching zippers with it as a kit. So I got the fabric panel and the matching zippers, and then all you need is lining. And it just so happens I have a stash you can't see over here to the side of some neutral fabrics that I just had on hand. And so I thought, well, perfect. I'll use those for my lining, and then I've got the zippers and the panel. So now I can make some more project bags. So I'm excited about that. And I think that's everything for today. Again, I'm not going to show you my whips because you just saw them in my parade for FlossTube number 1. And those are my finishes so far for 2025 and my most recent acquisitions. Yeah. So friends, please comment down below. Share with me maybe some new names for haul. And I don't know how often I will be posting. Probably, I don't see me posting more than twice a month, every 2 weeks. But we'll see how it goes. This is brand new for me, a new start, and we'll just play it by ear. All right, have a great time stitching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.